So we do have one more meeting yet tonight.
Yep.
We do have the Personnel Committee meeting, and I have it up there for you, Ted, if you're ready to go.
Oh, I am ready to go. So we can get Clerk Krokhammer to bed so she can get the polls going tomorrow, as Alderman Taylor duly noted. Should we call roll?
Alderman Tom Grady,
Here.
Alderman Ted Grady,
Here.
Alderman Rapella,
Here.
Alderman Nichols,
Here.
Alderman Taylor,
Here.
Alderman Sevenik,
Here.
Alderman Langdon,
Here.
Alderman Schmidt,
Here.
all present.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'd entertain a motion for the minutes. Alderman Nichols.
Thank you. I'll move to approve the Personnel Committee meeting minutes from July 20th, 2020.
I'll second it.
Yeah. We have a motion by Alderman Nichols and a second by Alderman Tom Grady. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. A couple discussion items tonight. We'll probably be directing a lot of this to our HR director, Captain. First one is the employee's health, dental and vision insurance. Would you like to tell us about that, Director Captain?
Yes, thank you. The good news is for the dental and vision, the proposal is to remain with the same vendors and the prices are proposed to be the same. So the Superior Vision, we have throughout the years on the vision coverage have had 2 or 3 year contracts. We currently have a 2-year that expires at the end of this year, and that's what the proposal is for an additional 2 years and at the same cost. Dental coverage, of course, is in-house. There was some documentation that I had included in the packet that was prepared by our vendor. And while they did indicate, you know, we could, if we wanted to, adjust the rates and have a slight increase of 2 to 3%, with 2020 and the impact of COVID-19 on claims, et cetera, it is a little difficult to really base anything off of 2020. So the recommendation, if there is to keep with the same premiums for 2021 and not make any changes. There will likely be a surplus, and if needed, we could just use that surplus. Then on the health insurance, you may recall that we last year went with a new carrier that was Wisconsin Educational Association Insurance Trust, or WIA, and they gave us a 2-year quote. The first year, I believe, was just over 3% increase. And they had a not to exceed rate promise, I guess, of 11.5. And what the underwriter came back with was 8.9% increase. The documents that I enclosed along with the memo, there's one called Claims versus Premium. And what that is showing you is that for the first 6 months in 2020, the amount of claims paid was more than the premium taken in. And so obviously that's not a good thing. With the CARES Act that we have, or not the CARES Act, the affordable, the ACA, insurance companies are required to spend at least 80% of the premiums. Otherwise, they have to return the premiums. 80% of the premiums have to be spent on actual claims, medical bills, not their administrative costs and things like that. And so obviously that's what they try to aim for, is as close to 80% as possible. They don't want to go over that. And they don't want to go under it. And so we're way over because we're over 100%. And so that's why we are ending up where we are at with respect to the almost 9% increase. There is the HRA portion, the health reimbursement arrangement. And I did include a document demonstrating that if you look at the bottom of that total HRA spend, and that's the amount of the deductible that the city covers, there are the plans that we have are high deductible plans. And so it was my opinion that we continue with approximately 40% amount of the what could be paid on the health plan deductible. That's about what we budgeted for 2021. You'll see that in the budget. And then let's see, there is a document from Cottingham and Butler, which does show you the two plans that the city has. And it sets forth the current rates and then the renewal rates side by side there. Also shows how many employees have taken which particular plan. And the deductible amounts, like I said, they're both high deductible plans, 3,000 and 6,000. So what the employee pays is 10% of the premium on the plan on the left, 7.5% of the premium for the plan on the right. The one plan, all of the deductibles are 3,000, 6,000. The employee pays 50% of that, or the employer pays the other 50% if it reaches to that amount. There are some deductibles, some co-insurance, excuse me. And then for the one plan, which is the lower cost plan, the employee pays first dollar on prescription drug coverage. And then there's also a co-insurance part. So just to let you know, those are the amounts that the employee pays. The employer pays the 90% of the insurance premium. And in addition to that, 50% of that deductible, given that there is a climb in the rates for 2021. I'm not recommending any change with respect to the premium contributions.
Okay, thank you, HR Director Captain. Alderman Nichols, do you have a question?
I'm prepared to make a motion. Move to accept and recommend to council the employee insurance offerings for 2021, health insurance coverage with WIA for year 2 with an 8.9% premium increase, the dental insurance coverage with no changes to premiums, and vision insurance coverage with Superior Vision with no changes to coverage or premiums for 2 years.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we do have a motion by Alderman Nichols and a second by Alderman Langdon. Any other discussion, questions? If none, let's take a roll call vote.
Alderman Tom Grady,
Aye.
Alderman Ted Grady,
Aye.
Alderman Capella,
Aye.
Alderman Nichols,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Sevenick,
Aye.
Alderman Langdon,
Aye.
Alderman Schmidt. Aye. Motion carries 8-0.
Clerk,
Thank you.
Clerk, before we
Yes.
move on, the mayor's a member of the Personnel Committee. If you could record me as an aye as well.
Got it.
So motion carries 9-0. The second discussion item, we'll go back with HR Director Captain. That's the cost of living adjustment for the aldermen and the employees. Captain?
Thank you. I did put forth a memo indicating my recommendation with regard to cost of living adjustments for employees. This would be non-represented employees, and it also would not include it would not include the Menasha Utilities. Obviously, they are under the direction of the Utility Commission, and then the library is under the direction of the Library Board. But with respect to the Library Board, I'm informed that they have reviewed and made the recommendation for a 2% pay increase for non-represented employees for 2021. In addition to that, I know we periodically look at the alderman salaries, the mayoral salary. The mayoral salary was increased. It came to the Common Council last budget round, and there are increases that were approved for 4 years. I'm trying to recall, it's like 17 years is my recollection. The last time, it's been a long time that there's been any adjustments for the aldermen. And so then I just am recommending as well to be consistent with the mayor increases 2% each year for the next 3 years, or a dollar amount.
And that 2% for the aldermen, I'll ask that question, is just based on, for example, let me say, our council president, he gets an extra wage because of the council president. That 2% doesn't go up on that amount. It's only on the base salary.
Well, it would be up to the council.
Okay. We have any other questions? Alderman Sevenick.
I think Alderman Nichols had hers on first. I'll let her go.
Alderman Nichols?
Well, I was prepared to make a motion
Oh.
for the
I'm
non
sorry.
employees. Move to approve a 2% cost of living wage salary increase for non-represented employees as included in the 2021 budget.
I'll second.
So we do have a motion and a second. The motion, Alderman Nichols, just on the employees and non-employees,
Correct.
not
Just
the
on
Alderman. Pardon me?
The motion is only for the non-represented employees.
Correct. And we do have a second by Alderman Sevenick. Any debate or questions on that? Alderman Schmidt.
No, I just wanted to just make a general statement before Rebecca actually made the motion, but it was just a general statement from my viewpoint of some of the things I know that in past talks, you guys have all said that our salaries as alderpersons were very competitive within the area. And I'm here to tell you you're not, because I know what the town of Clayton itself pays. And yeah, the town chair would get more, because of the town chair came with more duties, things like that. But I just wanted to bring up that, it's not, we don't do this for the money. I'm not saying that we do this for the money, because there is no.
Okay, but just so you know,
Yeah.
this motion is not anything to do with the Alderman at this time. This is just the motion for the non-employees.
For the non-alderman. Yeah, I understood that, but so, okay, never mind then.
No, that's okay. Any other discussion? Let's take a roll call vote.
Alderman Tom Grady,
Aye.
Alderman Ted Grady,
Aye.
Alderman Repella,
Aye.
Alderman Nichols,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Sevenick,
Aye.
Alderman Langdon.
Aye.
Alderman Schmidt,
Aye.
Mayor Merkes.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0.
Thank you. Okay, we still have the motion out there, or the action item for their alderman. Is there discussion on whether they should get a 2% increase based on what Captain Attorney laid out in the HR proposal? Alderman Sevenick.
Thank you, Chair. That basically breaks down to $1.85 a week. To me, it's not worth it. It's not worth voting for. I won't approve it. I mean, I think I honestly believe all of you deserve more than what you get, but this has always been a hot potato, because the first thing that goes in the paper is aldermen give themselves salary increase. And for $1.85 a week, it's not worth it. So
I understand your point.
that's all I'm going to say at this point. I've let the other aldermen.
It's a valid point, but the idea of the staying consistent and getting that 2% or whatever it might be in line with all the other non-employees more or less states that, sure, of course we don't get paid anything for what we do. But I think I'll go back to, hate to put Alderman Mayor Merkes on the edge here, but he refused to take a raise because of the steam plant issue. Refused. But so now our mayor's salary is so under what the other areas are having. And do we get qualified employees or qualified people to run for mayor or to run for alderman to do things? We got to be competitive that way. You got to look at that. So
2% isn't going to do it.
No,
$1.85 isn't going to do it.
I think it's a principle
exactly. I agree
that
with
we raise it, even though it is a small amount. You say we have not gotten an increase in 17 years. Put that in the paper. Let's be realistic here.
Right.
We're worth it. If you don't feel you're worth it, Stan, that's your problem.
It's $1.85 a week. But anyways, Alderman Taylor had it right years ago, and Joe Laux threw it out. And Alderman Taylor had an ordinance that put an automatic, whatever the non-representative employees got, that's what the alderman got. And that happened, up until the steam plant. It wasn't the mayor that refused taking any more money. It was Joe Laux that ended it all. So 17 years is almost 2 generations. And I don't disagree with you, Tom, on that. Like I said, I think everyone's deserves it. It deserves more than that. But this amount isn't worth for me to vote for. So
Okay, thank you. Alderman Repella.
Thank you very much, Alderman Grotti. Yeah, 2% of 5,000 is
$100.
$100. We're gonna get a pay raise. Now, if we were making $100,000, I'd take the $2,000 pay raise. But $100 that we're gonna get paid for an extra whole year, I may pay for a round of golf at Blackwell Front. But I don't know. It's horse apiece. I guess we got to start somewhere. But the pay raise is minimal at 2% when the little that we make anyway. So I agree with Alderman Sevenick. It's not a whole lot of money, but we do have to start somewhere. But 17 years without a pay raise, we should get 2% for each one of those years. So we should get a 34% pay raise. I like that. Thank you.
I understand where we're coming from, Alderman Repella, but
I'll second that. I'll second that.
we didn't, Alderman Langdon. I mean, yes, Alderman Langdon.
Thank you, Chair Ted. I worked in the plant for Kimberly-Clark for many, many, many years. And back when I started in the 70s, we were getting 12, 13, 15% raises every year back then. Things have changed, and we even came down at Kimberly-Clark to a 3% raise every year. No, it's not money. It's not much money, but it's the point. It's the principle that you are getting a raise. And the people that piss and moan about it don't want it. But I'm going to vote for it. It's a raise, and it's something. It shows in the plant, Kimberly-Clark, it shows that the way it is today, that raises are nothing. 2% is nothing, but it's the point and the principle. So I will be voting for this. Thank you.
Alderman Schmidt.
Yeah, I have to agree with what Mark Langdon said as well. And like I said, I've served on a different board other than this one, much smaller community, but just as many hot topics and just as many meetings and a lot of long nights and things like that. I can say for the record, back in 2019, they were paying their council members $5,500 a year. And then in addition to that, if you were on any other committees, you also got a stipend based on the committee. And it was based on the importance so much of the committee. If the committee had a little bit more in detailed things, if you were on the planning committee, you got a $50 a month extra for going to the meeting because you were putting in some extra time to read through CSMs, have the understanding, all that type of thing. Then when it came to, green space and other committees, it was a $25 a month. It was something. Was it much? No. But it was saying you're worth something. It's a little something just to say we appreciate the work you're doing. Our town chair got an additional amount. Back in 2019, it was put to the people because being out in a township, it's not our own board approving it, but we did put it out to the public. The public agreed. We didn't get paid enough for what we did. They raised the increase for the chairperson to $6,000 a year, starting in 2020. So, I'm saying we don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the money. I don't think any one of us does. We do it because we love it, because we care about our community. But I disagree with no increase in 17 years. I mean, come on, the community's got to know what we do. And like I said, I'd love for the Post Crescent to get a hold of that and say, sure, 17 years, no one's ever gotten a raise sitting in an alderman position. Yes, is it 2%? Not much, but it's something. It's a start. And if we never start that ball rolling, it's never going to gain anything going forward. And we also found when I was out in the town of Clayton as well, again, because that's where my background was, we got more people that were willing to come forth and want to serve because they got a little something for it. It helped pay a little bit of their time. They're a little time away from their families. Hey, it maybe bought, a vacation for their family a year or whatever the case may be. We started to get some more qualified people who actually wanted to step up and do something for the community. And I would love to see that for Menasha too. I'd like to see more people in the community want to step up and want to do these types of things. A lot of people, they like to complain and they like to say we don't do our jobs or whatever. They don't like what we do, but none of them ever wants to come and sit in these chairs. So I'm as little as, that $100 a year, I have to disagree with Stan. It's something and we're worth it. And I think we have to start somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Taylor.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to include dental and healthcare with this too. Just kidding. When I started in this position, I could buy a yard sign for $6. Now they're close to $18. And I've had a lot of them this last April. I had a lot of yard signs stolen. So it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So, this helps cover those costs. I heard other aldermen today say they drove over to Valley Marine to look at what was going on there. I was out to Lake Park yesterday looking at some things, and we all put miles on. It all adds up. And if we made great strides about 20 years ago to bring our aldermen's wages up, and that, like you said, the last 17 years we just let it sit. And I could see that during the steam plant and the 2009 financial crisis. But I think we should mirror the non-representative employees. It's fair to the public. It's fair to us. And I think it's a good thing to put it back in. We all got campaign costs and vehicles that we run. So we don't have to be embarrassed by it. It may not be much, but if we would have had that 2% for the last 17 years, it would be quite a bit. I think the council president should get paid more. And in the future, I think like planning commission, commissions like that take a lot of extra time, we should probably look at that this year. Of course, none of us approve ourselves a raise till, I won't get this till 2 years from now, till 2023. So we're not approving ourselves a wage here until the election comes around again. So I won't get this till 2 years from now. So I think it's overdue, and with the cost we absorb, I think it's a good thing. Thanks.
Thank you. Mayor, do you have something you want to add?
I just wanted to add that I know a place you can get yard signs for much cheaper than $18 a piece. So if you need some help with that, James, I'd be happy to give you some contacts. We just bought some for $9. So.
Alderman Nichols.
Thank you. I did a quick Google search today to find out where we are. Menasha aldermen make $5,190 annually, and that's been for the last 17 years. Appleton passed an ordinance, let me back up a second, and our population, so that's $5,190, and our population is around 18,000 rounding up, okay? Appleton passed an ordinance in 2017 that provided $5,805 annually, plus the parking pass. Their population is 74,000. That's also rounded up a little bit. And in 2018, Neenah passed an ordinance that raised alderman salaries there to $5,280. And that's roughly a population of 26,000. So while Menasha's salaries haven't been raised in 17 years, it would appear that we are in line with our neighbors and also have the smallest population out of those three. So I just want to bring that to the table as something to consider as part of your decision.
Well, based on those numbers, Rebecca Nichols, we should be taking a pay cut. But Alderman Severnick.
Actually, Alderman Nichols kind of answered my question, because what I wanted to say is the last time we looked at this, when I was the one that put together the increases for the mayor's increased salary. And we did look at the aldermen's, and that's what happened. It came in that we were in line. But I strongly believe we are underpaid here in the city of Menasha as council members. What I am saying is that $1.85 a week will probably end up paying more in taxes by having that increase in our federal, state, social security, whatever else is taken out. So we are in line. I liked what Alderman Taylor did years ago, where we had an ordinance so that we're not doing this all the time, where it became an automatic. That would be something I would be in favor of first, before just voting on a 2% in a one-time situation. I think we should have an ordinance that basically says that the increase is the same as what the non-represented employees are getting. But the thing with that is, and we just approved this, we might be giving the non-representative employees 2%, but they don't all get 2%. There's different steps, and there's step increases, and some of them get much more than that too. So anyways, I'll just leave it at that. See what anyone else has to say.
Well, with those comments too, I would kind of echo the fact that, oh, non-employees are going to get 2% too. Well, of course the aldermen are going to vote for that because they're getting the same amount too. So it's a tough one there, but based on Alderman Nichols' numbers and rates, I feel we are very competitive at the $5,100. And at this time, probably as being the chair of this, I would probably vote not to get the 2% at this time. But if I don't have a motion or anything, but unless there's more conversation, get this committee.
James was on.
He just turned back off, but no, he's back off, so I don't know. I mean, unless someone wants to make a motion, we can vote on it. Otherwise, if I don't get a motion for the alderman at 2%, we will not be bringing this forward. I'm not getting a motion here, so.
Yeah. I'll make up.
Go ahead,
Mark.
I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. So I will make the motion to increase the alderman salary at 2%, which has not changed since 2003.
Is there a second?
To approve a 2% cost of living wage salary increase for the alderman.
We do have a motion by Alderman Langdon. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second by Alderman Schmidt. Any other debate or talk, or Alderman Sevenick?
Mr. Chair, thank you, Chair. I want to make sure that in that motion, I'm reading it here, it says for 2021, 22, and 23. What,
Yes.
and why was it 3 years and not 4? I don't get that. City attorney maybe can answer that.
Stan, the reason it was 3 years is because the first year for the mayor already happened this year. And this way it would just put it in the same group as the mayor. You can do 4 years, you can do 2 years, you can do whatever you want, but that was the rationale behind it.
Okay, in the motion though, I didn't get 21, 22, and 23. So I'm assuming that's what Mark meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was, because James said we're not till 23, and I go, no. So yes, in the motion, it's 4, starting in 21 and 22 and 23. Thank you.
The motion as appears on the document on the screen, probably.
Yes, yes.
And Alderman Schmidt, you still second that?
Yes.
Okay.
I still have a question then. So let's say that the cost of living in 2022 is 4%. Does that mean that there's going to be a 4% increase in 2022?
No,
Per this thing, I would say no. I think it would just be the 2% each year.
Okay. Because it says to be
Right.
consistent with the cost of living increases. Okay.
But we have a hard number in there, so I'm thinking it's the 2%. Any other discussion? Alderman Repella.
Thank you, Alderman Grady. So take me back. So the mayor only gets a 2% cost of living increase as well. Ted?
Yeah, the mayor's has been set already.
Correct, but the
Yes.
mayor would only get a 2% max?
Yes, his is
Okay.
set.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
It's separate than this one.
Right, I knew that, but thanks.
Any other conversation before we take a roll call? All right, clerk, can we take a roll call?
Alderman Tom Grady,
aye.
Alderman Ted Grady,
Ted?
Alderman Ted Grady,
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on mute. Nay.
Alderman Repella,
Nay.
Alderman Nichols,
Nay.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Sevenick,
No.
Alderman Langdon,
Aye.
Alderman Schmidt,
Aye.
Mayor Merkes,
You're gonna make me decide whether the aldermen get a raise, huh?
Oh, you're just the last vote.
I,
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
one question for Mark. Are you authoring the ordinance then when it comes forward, since you made the motion?
If there's an ordinance come forward, yes.
Okay.
I think the deciding vote should make the ordinance.
I agree that the deciding vote should do it.
Deciding vote.
You broke the tie.
Mark and
Let's
I
change-
do it together. How's that sound?
Sound good.
What do you have, clerk? Clerk, what is the count?
motion carries 6-4.
We only have 9.
No, that's 10.
How'd we get 10?
It was
5-4?
5-4.
I thought.
Sorry.
5-4.
Okay, that's all we have for tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
I don't know who the second was, but we do have a motion to adjourn. Good luck tomorrow with the election, clerk.
Yes.
good night, all.
Any,
Wednesday, 5 o'clock.
all those approve?
Aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned. Good night.
Wednesday, 5 o'clock.
Everybody.
Stay safe,
Night.
everyone.